Alright, hey guys, On The Game here, and so, it's that time of the year again. It's time to talk about E3 and tell you guys what my thoughts are on this year's E3, what I thought about the events as a whole, like all the games that were announced and stuff. And this will be a bit of a short one because there isn't really a whole lot to say. I mean, this year's E3 was lackluster, to say the very least. There was only really like no more than 5 announcements that even remotely interested me, and a lot of the games that did interest me were all for platforms that I don't even own, so I can't even play them anyway. Most of it was games that we already knew about, like games that are coming out later this year or next year that we already knew that will come in, or just DLC for games released years ago. There was hardly anything new at this year's E3, you know. It was, like I said, lackluster to say the least. The only announcements that I really cared for were, of course, Far Cry 6, but that's mainly because it's one of the most anticipated games of the year. It comes out on my birthday, by the way, literally October 7th, Far Cry 6, one of my most hyped games for the year, comes out on my birthday. I can't wait for it. But yeah, they talked about that there, obviously at the Ubisoft event, and yeah, they talked a bit about the Season Pass, and they were talked about how they're going to bring back some of the old Far Cry villains, like some of those iconic Far Cry villains, as playable characters in Far Cry 6, such as Vaas from Far Cry 3, Pagan Min from Far Cry 4, and Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5. They're all going to be playable in Far Cry 6 through its Season Pass. And as well as that, they're also going to do a remaster of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which was originally released as a digital-only game for Xbox 360 and PS3. So that's going to be remastered. I don't know if that remaster is going to be cross-gen, because obviously Far Cry 6 is going to be a cross-gen game. So I don't know if the remaster is going to be cross-gen as well. But and I also don't know if this remaster will eventually be released as a standalone game, or if it's just going to remain as part of the Far Cry 6 Season Pass. Because at the moment, that seems to be the only way you can get this remaster is through the Season Pass of Far Cry 6. But yeah, so that's happening, and what else? They announced a new Mario & Rabbids game, the Ubisoft event, the sequel to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which came out on Switch in 2017. Yeah, they're doing a sequel to that called Mario plus Rabbids Spark of Hope, and that comes out next year. And yeah, and what else did they announce at the Ubisoft event? The new Rainbow Six game. They changed the name of the new Rainbow Six game. Before it was Rainbow Six Quarantine, but since all the fucking lockdown and shit happened, they had to change the name to Rainbow Six Extinction, I think it's called now, or Extraction, something like that. But yeah, and what else they announced at the Ubisoft event? Well, actually, I've got my notes right here. Yeah, I've actually got some notes that I did on Microsoft Word, and printed all these out. So, Ubisoft, yeah, Just Dance 2022, Rocksmith Plus. I know some other games as well, but the only ones that really interested me were really Far Cry 6. That's because I've been looking forward to that for quite a while. And then, let's see, the Microsoft event. I'm not going to talk about everything, I'm just going to talk about, just highlights of E3. The Microsoft event, there was a Starfield, got a release date for 2022. Battlefield 2042, the gameplay trailer was released for that. Battlefield 2042, I don't know if I'm actually going to get that because, well, it doesn't have a single player campaign. It appears to be just multiplayer only, and they're charging full price for it. And the next gen versions is going to be it's going to be $70 or £69, you know. And that seems a bit much considering, there's at the moment, there doesn't appear to be any single player content. So, if the game is multiplayer only and you can only play online, there's no, single player game modes at all, then I won't bother with it. But, yeah, I want to play the new Battlefield, but at the moment, I won't pre-order anything. Yeah, I'll only get it if there is some single player, content in it. Because if it is just multiplayer only, or just online only, then I won't bother with it. Let's see. Outworlds 2 got revealed. Microsoft Flight Simulator. The release date got announced, July 27th. My dad, just the other day actually, I'll show a photo on it on screen. My dad actually bought Xbox Series S. I think he got it from like Argos or something. But yeah, and the reason why he brought it was actually specifically for this game because like while he does have like a pretty powerful gaming PC, it's not capable enough to run the new flight simulator, at least at like max ends or whatever. And he doesn't have like any of the like the special like flight sticks or whatever. And this flight simulator isn't going to be on the Xbox One or anything, and that's what my dad still got. He's got the One X. So yeah, so he bought an Xbox Series S just to play flight simulator, pretty much. He's not interested in any other like upcoming games for the next gen consoles. He says at the moment that like both consoles have like no games for him. And to a lesser extent, he's not wrong, you know. I mean, in terms of like exclusives, there's hardly anything for the next gen consoles. A lot of the stuff at the moment is still like cross-gen games because we're still in that cross-gen period where like most of the major games are going to be on PS4 and Xbox One as well as PS5 and Series X and stuff. Yeah, so that's coming out July 27th. And then Forza Horizon 5 was announced. That was one of the few like surprises from the event, but it wasn't really a surprise because we kind of knew that eventually Forza Horizon 5 was going to come out. They didn't mention anything about the new Forza Motorsport because if you remember at the Xbox Game Showcase event like last year in July, where like you know Halo Infinite gameplay was revealed for the first time, Turn 10 announced a new Forza Motorsport in development for the Xbox Series X, and I don't think they've mentioned anything about the game like since then. They certainly didn't announce it at this event, but yeah, Forza Horizon 5 comes out November 9th for both the Xbox One and the Series X and S. And what else? The Nintendo event was by far the best because they had like the most interesting announcements, at least to me. So the Nintendo event, the first thing they revealed was Kazuya Mishima from Tekken is going to be coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is pretty cool. Kazuya's always been like my main when it comes to playing Tekken, especially like the old ones for the PS1, like Tekken 1 through 3. I usually tend to play as him in those games, so it's cool that he's coming to Smash Bros. Nintendo announced a new 2D Metroid, which I know a lot of people are going to be excited about. Yes, it's not Metroid Prime 4, but they did acknowledge it though. They did acknowledge that Metroid Prime 4 is still in development, but obviously it hasn't gone like a release date or anything. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4, that was revealed at like, 2017 E3. And yeah, there's been like no gameplay or really anything since, but they did announce that the game is still in development. But yeah, a new 2D Metroid called Metroid Dread is coming out for the Switch in October. A new WarioWare is coming out, WarioWare Get It Together for the Switch. A new Mario Party Superstars as well, and all the mini games are going to be like online and stuff. What else? Where's my thing? Breath of the Wild 2, or well, it's not called at the moment, but the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild got a release window of 2022, and I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this game. Obviously, Breath of the Wild was the big launch title for the Nintendo Switch, and it was, you know, the game of the year for 2017. Like everyone adored that game. I haven't played it yet. I want to play it at some point. I'm pretty sure I'm like the only Switch owner, or one of the only Switch owners in the world who hasn't got Breath of the Wild. But yeah, but the sequel's coming next year. And then what else? Oh yeah, they're doing a Game & Watch, a new Game & Watch, just like they did with Super Mario Bros. Last year, for Zelda's 35th anniversary. So if you guys remember, when Nintendo released this, they released a brand new Game & Watch last year, which had Super Mario Bros. 1 and the Lost Levels on it, plus Ball, which was the original Game & Watch game. And yeah, they brought back the Game & Watch series for Mario's 30th anniversary, and they're going to do the exact same thing with The Legend of Zelda's 35th anniversary, which is going to include both the NES games, so the original Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I don't know if there's also going to be another like bonus Game & Watch game on there as well, just like Ball on the Super Mario Bros. 1. But it's still cool they're doing another Game & Watch for Zelda. And yeah, that's pretty much like all the interesting announcements. Like I said, it was a bit of a crap E3, but yeah, I definitely say Nintendo won E3 this year. I mean, all the other conferences were pretty meh. Nintendo's conference was the only one that was like somewhat interesting. So overall, pretty dead E3. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and peace. Oh, let me know in the comments actually what you guys thought of this year's E3, and what were your favourite announcements. And also give like an overall score of it as well, like out of 10. Like what would you rate this year's E3? For me, I'd probably rate it like a 3 or 4. Like it was a pretty dead E3. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty bare bones when it came to new game announcements. But yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and peace. Hopefully next year's E3 is more interesting.